Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It's Wednesday, September 14th. We're going to be reviewing books that are coming out next Wednesday, September 21st. So this gives you a head start to look at certain books that you may want to target, especially if you use your local comic book shop. Kind of gives you a preview of what to make plans for. Maybe call your shop, see if they have that particular book coming in, or at least make sure that you stop by your local shop next Wednesday to grab the books that you may be interested in. So I'm going to give you my review. We're going to use Midtown, of course, as I usually do, as the proxy for this. So let's dive into it here. I'm going to just increase the. Ooh, that's a little too much. I'll make this a little easier to read. Starting off with Dark Horse. I don't know what this is. Captain Midnight number 0, signed by Joshua Williamson. 9.8. Looks like Midtown is selling some graded books. $150 for that one. Frankenstein New World number 2. This is a Mike Mignola production. I think I read the first Frankenstein series that Mignola was part of, and it was decent. It was pretty good. Good story to it. Don't think I'm going to collect that one anymore, but I think that was it from Dark Horse. I don't see this Pearl 3 number 5 A cover looks pretty cool. You got a I don't know, is that an X-ray of bullets, or there's a bunch of lead bullets and then a gold bullet, maybe? I don't know. It's kind of an interesting cover. You also have a Zoo or a Zoo cover for the B cover. She's a pretty good artist. I dig her art most of the time. I think that one's pretty good, not bad. Shaylone Cowboy, Cruel to Be Kin, number 5. I'm not really. Jeff Darrow's a decent artist, though, very detailed. He's done some really cool covers in the past. Star Wars Hyperspace Stories, number 2. Looks like there's just the 2 covers. Hellboy, and the rest are hardcovers and trades. So let's move on to DC Comics. Yeah, a bunch of hardcovers coming out from Dark Horse next week. DC Comics, Action Comics number 1, the facsimile edition. Like most of us, I don't think we're going to ever be able to own an original copy. In fact, I don't even think I can own the first reprint. I mean, I know this book has been reprinted a number of times over the years. Even some of the older reprints are getting expensive now. But yeah, obviously, this book is crazy, crazy money for anything, even in mid-grade. It's outrageous money. But the facsimile, I'm telling you, buy these facsimiles. Obviously, DC knows they're going to sell. They have it priced at about $7. 2-3 years from now, maybe a little longer, you'll see these selling for $30 to $40 on eBay. If you don't believe me, go check out Hulk 181 that came out as a facsimile maybe a year and a half ago. That sells consistently for about $30 right now. So I got to imagine Action Comics would probably do a similar thing. All right, so let's see what else we got here. Batman, One Bad Day, Two-Face number 1. This is a one-shot, couple covers. Jim Lee cover. The art term cover is pretty nice. That is a 1. I think that's a 1 in 25. Yeah, that one's pretty cool. Nice art by Stanley. And then you've got a Christian Ward. I think that's a 1 in 50 cover for $36. So they got that one discounted a little bit. And the Brian Boland variant for 112. I think that was a 1 in 100. So notice they have it priced over ratio. That tells me that it might be selling for a decent amount on eBay in the secondary market. Usually Midtown prices it above ratio if it's selling for typically a premium on eBay, or at least they're asking a premium on eBay. So I remember the good old days when Midtown actually priced their books way below ratio. So yeah, not so much anymore. Once in a while, you'll see that. Obviously, we're going to see some examples of that here in some of these DC books. Batman Superman, World's Finest number 7. The Middleton cover looks pretty nice. Middleton's more famous for doing females, drawing females, but that one's pretty decent. Bunch of covers there. Man, there's a one in that's probably a 1 in 100. Dan Mora for $90. So that one's priced at ratio with the 10% discount. All right, let's see here. Batman the Knight, number 9, Chip Zdarsky. Federici cover looks pretty nice. A cover looks okay. I like the Federici cover better. All right, let's move down the list. Got some reprintings, second printings. They're hawking some Greg Capullo stuff, signed stuff, I guess. I don't know. Man, crazy. So what's big money for that stuff? $650, $500, $700. Wow. $600. I don't know who's buying that. Black Adam number 4. I like the A cover by Irvin Rodriguez. Nice cover there. That's that new White Adam, I guess is his name, the character. Sandoval variant's okay, and there is also a Torrin Clark cover. That one's pretty good. Oh, there is an incentive cover as well. I think this is a 1 in 25 cover. Noticed Midtown has it priced very, very low, $13.50 for a 1 in 25. That's extremely low. Catwoman number 47, Jeff DeCall cover looks nice. You also had the Sozo Mayaka cover. Notice not an incentive cover anymore. They used to have these, and usually she was doing the 1 in 25 incentive covers. She has now been upgraded, I guess, to doing the B covers, and they've got Tula doing the 1 in 25 covers. And they've got this one priced below ratio, $18, still available for sale. There's also a Dark Crisis number 1 signed wraparound cover by Joshua Williamson. $200, that will set you back. Man, it's a lot of money. No one, doesn't seem like anybody's buying these signed books. I don't know what's going on there. Very interesting. DC versus Vampires, All Out War number 3. A couple different covers there. Deceased War of the Undead Gods number 2. The Kale No cover is pretty nice. It's also an acetate. It's a dirty word now. Can't say acetate. That's going to trigger people that went to recent Comic Cons. So you got to be careful saying the word acetate. Might put someone in therapy. You've got a nice homage cover by Dan Mora as well, and a beautiful Francisco Mattina cover. I don't know what that blue liquid is. Is that what alien has blue blood? I'm not too sure. Maybe it was the Cookie Monster. I'm trying to think what character has blue blood. It was one of the Blue Men group. One of them was stabbed by a zombied Lobo. I think that's supposed to be Lobo. There's also a Sun Kumanaka. Oh, man, I can't pronounce that name. I think that's a 1 in 50. That's still available at Midtown. Duo number 5. I kind of dig this Kathy Kwan cover. It's kind of cool. I like the imagery of that. It looks kind of nice. I like that. All right, let me get through the list here. We're still on DC. My God, they got all these books, but no one really buys them. It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, how many titles do they have? How many books do they have? It is. All right, Harley Quinn 30th anniversary special. Bunch of covers. I mean, Archer. You've got. I think there's a Pena. Yeah, you got a Bruce Timms, Dodson. Bermejo one's pretty crazy. Very nice. Sedgwick, you got the Adam Hughes cover. So they got Adam Hughes for $8.99, or you can buy the incentive one for $180. I think that's a 1 in 200 copy. I believe it is. The Archer one here is a 1 in 100. I don't know if it's foil. It looks just like the B cover, but I don't know. Maybe it's slightly different. It must be foiled or something must be different about it. All right, so that Harley Quinn book's coming out. That might be one of the bigger books next week for DC. All right, let's get through it here. Man, Midtown puts so many extra things on here. It takes forever. I think because I have it blown up so much, it's also lagging my laptop quite a bit. All right. I think that's it finally for DC. Oh, Black Adam, the Dark Age trade paperback. That's a cool Alex Ross cover. I have a feeling that could be sold out at some point. People love that cover. That was one of Alex Ross's best covers that he's done in a while. All right, Dynamite Entertainment, Draculina #6 is coming out next week. I was kind of buying it when some of those Rose Besh covers were coming out. I think she only did like the first 5 issues, 4 or 5, maybe the first 4 issues. So I've not been picking it up since. It's kind of just picking up the Rose Besh ones. But there's some nice ones in there. Take your pick. Again, Dynamite Entertainment. I don't know anybody that reads the books. I think they buy them for the covers. They tend to get nice cover artists here and there. The Perio Lady Hell #1, the Perio Metal Premium for $90. That's a pretty nice looking cover. Imagine that would look really nice in a metal aluminum cover. All right, let me skip through this somewhat quickly. Bunch of covers there. Choose the one that you like best. The Perio Ultraviolet cover looks pretty cool. That's still available, and it's only $3.59 for a virgin copy. That's pretty good. All right. Dynamite Entertainment also has a book called Samurai Sonia, which I've been liking. The D cover here is by Zulema Lavina. Zulema Lavina, I think that's her name. I like this cover a lot. So much so that I pre-ordered the virgin copy. It's still available at Midtown for only $10. I believe that is a 1 in 20 copy, so they've got it discounted pretty well. There's also this Pasquale Quilano virgin cover. I think that looks pretty nice. It's a cool looking cover. Still available. Yeah, man, they just have a bunch of covers coming out, don't they? My goodness. All right. Vampirilla Strikes #5 will be out next week. Some nice covers coming out as well. All right. I think we're almost through it here. Vampirilla Year 1, #2. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot I should disconnect my phone from my computer. The limited edition Perio virgin cover. That's a cool looking cover. I don't know who this character is in the background, but it's an awesome painted cover. I imagine the original on your wall like that. That'd be so cool. Perio is talented, no doubt about it. IDW Publishing. There's a new #1 coming out called Crashing #1. Looks like there's 3 covers, and it appears as though the C cover is sold out. I don't know why. It's not an incentive cover. Maybe people just like that cover more. I'm not too sure why that is sold out. Let's see. G.I. Joe 298. The incentive covers by Royal have been pretty hot. Some of them have been pretty good. That one's all right. Don't be surprised if that sells out at some point. It seems to be the trend. All right. Usagi Yojimbo #31. I'm not surprised this one sold out. The sketch variant, I think it's a 1 in Actually, I think it's a 1 in 25, but the pricing has been very high on this book. If you look on eBay, there's been sales in the 70 to $100 range for this book. But I think there's a couple copies right now on eBay that are around 50 to $60. So I'm not surprised that this is sold out. There's a lot of Peach Momoko fans, and Usagi Yojimbo incentive covers tend to do well long term. I mean, if you buy these and hold on to them for a couple years, 3, maybe 4 years from now, I think you could see, you know, there's always fans of this series, so it just depends. You need a good economy, you need a bullish comic book market, and there are a lot of Usagi Yojimbo fans, so keep these incentives in mind. If you can get a deal on them, maybe wait a week or 2 after these books come out. Maybe you'll see somebody that just, for whatever reason, decides to put it on eBay, and they're just trying to break even on it or something. So you might be able to find it for 25 to $30 range. I would put that on your watch list on eBay. All right, Image. I'm not too familiar with that 20th Century Man. Image has a lot of new number ones. Creep Show. I do remember the original Creep Show comic book from what, the 1960s. A cover looks pretty cool. The B cover is by Shalvey, and then you've got I think it's a 1 in 10 by Vance Kelly, that one as well. And then there is a blank cover. There were a couple of, I think there was an exclusive on this book too. I can't remember. I think I ended up buying it. It was only $20, and it was limited to only like 400 copies. It was a pretty low print run. I can't remember who was selling it though. One of those online exclusive stores. I just can't remember the name. It escapes me at the moment. All right, Gunslinger Spawn number 12. Yeah, the Brett Booth cover is pretty nice. Youch. It looks like that hurts. Ice Cream Man number 32. I always buy Ice Cream Man, the A and B cover. I dig the A cover here. This is awesome. It's, what is it that does? Isn't there a famous drawing of the stairs that go nowhere type of thing? I think that's what it's an homage to. I look forward to reading this comic book every month. There's always an interesting story, and they will be making a Netflix show on this series at some point. And I think Ice Cream Man number 1 is such a great buy. Keep looking for that book. I have just the B cover of issue 1. I also have the second printing of issue 1. That would be a good one to keep your eye on if you don't have any of the early issues of Ice Cream Man. That will show up at some point in a TV show, and I could see that book going a lot higher down the road. There's also a C cover by Fraser Irving. All right. Let's skip through some of this. Shirtless Bear Fighter, number 2. The Eric Powell incentive cover. I'm surprised that's not sold out. I've seen early sales at some of the online stores at $20 to $25 for this book. So the fact that it's still available for $10 at Midtown is a little surprising to me. I think at some point that might sell out. Vanish number 1. That's going to be the big Image book next week. Man, this thing's been promoted up and down. It's Donny Cates writing. It's Ryan Stegman art. You've got a bunch of covers. I mean, how many covers? There's like 15 main covers. You've got 1 in 25s, 1 in 10s, 1 in 50. Every ratio you could think of. They even have a 1 in 500. I believe the Stegman raw cover looks pretty cool. Man, that's a lot of money. $360. Midtown has it priced for. No idea if that's a good series or not. I can't remember. I think I bought one of the exclusive covers from one of the stores. It was just a really nice looking cover. I can't remember. Well, you'll see it at some point when I get it. I'll show it off on one of my comic hauls. So stay tuned for that. That's it for an Image. Marvel. I'm not going to highlight every book here from Marvel. Just the ones that I thought looked interesting. Uh, Looks like this Tyler Kirkham Homage cover is available. That was an exclusive, Dynamic Forces exclusive. Surprised Midtown has that. Let's see. Carnage #6. Edge of Spider-Verse #4. I think there's a couple. Every one of these issues has some type of new appearance of a character. So my suggestion is to at least pick up all the A covers. Um, at least the A cover, or pick up one of the other B or C covers if you like them more. But I usually just pick up the A cover on those. All right. New Mutants #30. Must be something going on in this book. There's a bunch of covers. They've got a design cover, 1 in 10. They also have a 1 in 50 Bill Sienkiewicz cover. Man, they have this price expensive. I've seen on eBay there's a lot of people asking over $100 for this book, $100 to $125. It is a cool looking Sienkiewicz cover. Don't be surprised if this shows up on a hot 10 list pretty soon. I have a feeling it will. It will. So it's not sold out yet. I think Midtown has this priced a little too high. Remember, it's a 1 in 50. They definitely have it priced over ratio. Star Wars Darth Vader. Yeah, you got to like the Raza covers. I love Raza's art. That one's a pretty good one. Not his best, but it's pretty good. Mandalorian #3. A bunch of covers. Yeah, I think the Stegman one's the best, but man, it's not cheap. I think it's a 1 in 50. So again, if you pre-ordered this and paid around $50 or less, I think you're going to do okay on it. People love the Mandalorian and season 3 trailer. I just saw that. I think they premiered that at the D23 convention. All right, we might be done with Marvel. I think that's it. The only thing I saw was those are the books I thought were worth mentioning from Marvel for next week. I haven't looked at X-Men in a long time. I don't think those are any good. Independence. So we're almost done with our list here. There were a couple independent books. Let's see here. Try to breeze through most of them. Ozza the Barbed #1. It's a new #1 from Scout. I don't know if that's. Some people just pick up all the Scout books. They do tend to get optioned a lot, but none of them ever get made into anything. So I don't know. I mean, I can't remember if there's anything that actually got completed that was optioned. Uh, hmm. Got a new #1, Bloodshot Unleashed. I still remember the time I bought that Bloodshot glass cover. It was one of the first glass covers. It was really cool. It was kind of interesting, but it was definitely not practical. I don't like owning a comic book that I could shatter if I drop it or something. So yeah. Berserker #10, Keanu. I'd love to see that get made into a movie. I think it would be really, really good. I think that would be awesome to watch them do that. Bunny Mask Hollow Inside. Looks like the Defining Forces has a Juan Navarro. Was that a Hulk? Isn't that Hulk 340 homage? I think that's what it's homaging. All right. Cradle of Filth. A couple covers there. All right. Man, this is a lot of comic books to look at. Not familiar with some of these. Eternus #1. I think what's his name is involved in this. The actor that played Alfred in the Batman movie. Andy Circus, I think is his name. I don't know if he was part writer or what I can't, I know he's had something to do with the project, but this is a scout book. A cover looks pretty nice by Rob Pryor. You also have a Bob Kell cover. This is basically a Medusa. There's also a 1 in 100 incentive cover, and I believe it is a metal cover. I don't know too many shops that are going to order 100 copies of a scout book, but I don't know. Maybe this is a good investment way down the road, but I looked on eBay. There's only one listing on eBay, and the seller is asking $300 for it. So um, it is priced over ratio. So Midtown, obviously, it's sold out. Midtown must think it's. I think what the Midtown does is they look and see, hey, is this book? What is this book listing for on eBay? So they saw that it was listed for 300, so they probably just said, let's throw up 150 on there. We'll put the discount on there. So that's probably how they evaluated that one, if I had to guess. Evanescence Echoes from the Void #2. The first issue, I think the B cover did sell out. So keep that in mind. I don't know. What is this B cover? Yeah, it's kind of cool. Again, this Opus Comics, they tend to make comic books based on bands. I've got it, what, Disturbed. I bought a couple of those. Yeah, they've got a couple different ones that are basically based on rock bands. There's also a 1 in 25 cover by Sia Owen. I don't know how to pronounce that. That's pretty art. All right, Frank Miller presents Ashcan edition. Their second printing in Ashcan for $1. uh, I don't know. I don't know what's up with that, but that seems like a new one to me. Second printing in Ashcan. Very interesting. All right, let's try to get through the rest here. Heaven's Rejects #1. Source Point Press, a couple covers on that one. Little Red Ronin #3. It looks like the thank you variant is sold out. I kind of like the regular cover better. I don't know. I don't think much of this thank you variant. It's a one per store variant, so I'm sure that's why it sold out so quickly. Someone out there wanted it, and there was only one available, at least through Midtown. All right. Orcs Curse of the Dark #3, or I'm sorry, Orcs the Curse #3. I remember collecting that first series. I don't think ever really anything came of it. Rick and Morty, Rivers of London. Yeah, I get some interesting books here. Some Sherlock Holmes. I think we're getting near the end. Boom Studios has a new book out called Stuff of Nightmares. And man, there's a bunch of covers. This is an R.L. Stein written production. He's the one that, I think, what did he write? Goosebumps? Back in the day, there were a lot of people into, a lot of kids were into that Goosebumps show from the 1980s. Um, believe it or not, Ryan Gosling's first appearance in anything was a Goosebumps episode. Just you can look that up to see for yourself. He's probably like 14 or 15 years old in that TV show. Stuff of Nightmares looks like the H cover. I don't know. It's a one in. I think that's a 1 in 50 Jenny Frison cover. That's probably my least favorite Jenny Frison cover. Yes, basically, when you buy a Jenny Frison cover, you're buying it for the beautiful faces that she draws, and it's basically just a black cover with a couple things drawn. I don't know. I'm not real impressed by that one. The Bjorn Barends cover, that is a 1 in 100. They got that priced at $90. On eBay, they got this priced way above that, though. I think if you go on eBay, this is like a $200 book right now. So, or at least that's what they're asking, 200. There's a Dustin Nugent reveal cover and a looks like a I don't know. This is considered a thank you variant. It's a one per store, priced at $36, and that is the only one sold out so far. All right. Wind, the Throne in the Sky #2. This is a James Tinian production. Bunch of covers. The one I like, obviously, I like the Frism cover. That's a 1 in 25 cover by her. I love that cover. I believe I pre-ordered that for $17, so it's not sold out yet. It's just the nature of the comic book business lately. It's stuff does not sell out like it used to. That's it, guys. Those are your books coming out for next Wednesday. That was a lot to go through. A lot of there's a lot of books coming out. Not a lot that I really liked. I kind of showed you what I thought looked interesting. So there you go. Make your decisions. You got till next Wednesday. Online, you might have on Midtown. Usually, you want to purchase on Midtown the day the today, New Comic Book Day, because in a day or two, if there's anything hot, it'll usually be sold out by then. So make your plans accordingly. Appreciate everybody watching. We have GTK Comic in the chat and also Kenneth Bird. Thanks for watching, everybody. Tomorrow I will have a live stream in the evening, probably around 9 o'clock or so, after I get back from my son's soccer practice. And then I will have a Friday live stream reviewing the Hot 10 list. Likely, though, it's going to be Saturday because the list has been coming out so late in the day on Friday that typically I've been pushing it back till Saturday. So maybe you'll have to see me on Saturday for that one. But I hope everyone has a great rest of the week. You guys, I'll see you soon. Thanks, everyone.